the building.
Church any day,
Anytime.
anywhere.
That's right.
What's up, fam? Welcome to the Epic Experience. As you see, E and I are already on top. We're pumped. We're ready. I'm joining you from Trinidad and Tobago.
This is E all the way from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Listen, right now we're going to need you guys to light up the comments. Let's go. Light up the comments. Let us know, where are you watching us from? Where are you sitting right now? How is the weather? We want to know it all. Come on. Let's get it.
Let's go, fam. So, E, I want to pull it up right now. Let me see who's joining us. I mean, somebody already has it going in the comments. Let's go, fam. Hey, Fabiola.
Yo, that's what's up. Listen, this is the time where you tag your friends. You let everybody know that the Epic Nation is live and that we're ready to go. I believe that we have been a blessing to your life. There's a reason why you're connected right now. And if we have been a blessing as a ministry, we want to share that blessing with others. So go ahead and tag your friends, tag your not so friends. It's okay. Jesus will get to them. We'll work on their hearts, and then maybe we can be fam. Who knows, right? Also, if this is the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth time that you are watching us, go ahead and write in the comments the word new. We want to connect with you on a deeper level. We want to see how you're doing. If you need it, we are a giving church, and we want to make sure that we're giving you everything that you need, even though we are coming live and we're not in a physical building, but we are definitely redefining church.
Absolutely.
What else? Okay.
I think we need to teach them what they need to do. Since this may be their first, second, third, fourth, fifth time, when you come up to the Epic X, there's some things that we do, and we want to make sure that we teach everyone so you know what's up. So yeah. Let's teach them. What's up.
All right. So we're going to get into the word a little later, and PM is going to say some deep stuff that's just going to speak to your soul. It's going to hit you right in the heart. So what do? We hit the comments with the big exclamation
mark. Let's practice right now. I want to see those big red exclamation marks going off in the comments. Drop it right now. What else do we do, E? Give us the 411. What else do we do?
Let's see. When you are thirsty for the word of God and you know that you are like, man, he's hitting something, but we're not quite there yet. Let's figure out what else we got about this point, because he's speaking to my life right now. We ask, please teach me something. And this just lets Pastor know that we are there. We're there with him, and that we want to know more. This is just the culture. This is who we are.
I love it, E. So I'm looking forward today to seeing those big red exclamation marks going off in the comments, and everybody saying what? Teach me something. We have some stuff coming up, E. I know you are the plug. You tell us what's up in the Epic Nation. So plug us in right now. Tell us what's up.
A couple of things. Number one, we will never be able to cover everything of what's going on live, right? Because we got some time issues here. We're trying to do the best with the time. So if you want to stay up to date with the Epic Nation, text to the number 74121 the word E-Nation. And we will be able to text you everything that's going on so that you can stay connected with us. But the most important thing that's going on this week, we start this Friday, the 18th. We're starting a fast with everyone. And we're going to be sending the details of this fast to all of our partners through email. But if you're not a partner and you still want to join us, you don't have to be left behind. You can drop your email right now in the comments, and we'll be able to email you the instructions as well.
Good. I love it. Make sure you guys text that 74121 E-Nation. Stay connected. We have so many exciting things coming up, and we want to make sure you know what's going on in the Epic Nation.
That's what's up. But guess what? We are not just a listening church. We are a learning church. So throughout the entire service, we encourage you to take notes. Everything the PM is saying, every point, every Bible verse, go ahead and take notes and bring those notes on Wednesday, where we gather for our virtual Bible study. We do it through Zoom. And if you've never joined, then please drop it in the comments so we can bring you in and bring you up to date. So right now, we are going to travel through the safe World Wide Web over to Charles and Michelle. Charles is in Texas. Michelle in Pittsburgh. What up? What up? What up?
Hey,
What
fam.
What up, fam? What up,
Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
up, fam?
Man.
What's up, y'all?
What's
So
going
we
on?
are. So I'm Michelle, by the way. I'm in Pittsburgh.
I'm Charles. I'm down here in Killeen, Texas.
Hey, and I'm excited for the word. But before we get to that, I know Charles, you got a recap for us. So what you got? What did we cover last week? What did we miss?
Listen, y'all got to stay connected with Epic Nation. Please text eNation to 74121. But I'm going to catch y'all up what happened. Last week, PM preached a message called "You Shouldn't Have Let Me See It." I'm just thankful I got to hear it. When we were all up and down Mark chapter 6, and he gave us a foundation. We see Jesus walking on the water to the boat. The disciples is tripping out. And Peter asked a question that I don't think he would have asked any other way. He said, "Let me walk on water too." And just from that, PM started to bring out for us how sometimes we don't know what to ask for until we see it. If you didn't want me to ask for it, if you didn't want me to have it, you shouldn't have let me see it. And he took us through and he showed us earlier in Mark chapter 6 where we got to really identify and see Jesus's pain. Jesus goes back to his hometown. He's ready. He's in the pulpit. He's giving them that good word, but they don't hear him. He has the ability to heal everybody that's around him, but they don't feel him. And so in that moment, we can identify with Jesus in the feeling of rejection. And I know many people right now are probably sitting there like, there have been times things broke loose in my family, and you the little brother, you don't know nothing. You the youngest son, you don't know nothing. And that feeling that I have everything to help you. But he also brought out even before that, he's still trying to get over the death of his cousin John, the one that baptized him. So he's dealing with grief, not just of that, but he talked to us about the grief of our opportunities and the grief of the people that we may have lost in our lives. Not that they're dead, but that they're walking around breathing somewhere, but they feel like we're dead to them because they don't want to hear us. Then he went and showed us about his provision, where Jesus going through this rejection and this grief. He got people coming to him. I need this. I need that. I need this. I need that. And in spite of himself, he saw fit to want to bless people because he wasn't focused on his rejection nor his grief, but he was focused on his purpose, to where everybody else could see the fish loaves. Jesus saw what God could do in the middle of a situation. So today I encourage y'all, believe God. Don't just look at what it is. If God let you see it, he didn't let you see it for you to forget it and just fall by the wayside. He gave it to you so you could believe for it and believe for more. But that's all I got. Michelle, what you seeing over there in Genesis? You know we reading Genesis.
Wow. That was good. So yeah, y'all, we are in the WhatsApp group and on Facebook. We are reading the chapter of Genesis for the month of September. So we in a little bit, and I want to just let y'all know that something that I picked up on, something that, God was telling me, and maybe it will help you as well. And that thing is that no one is perfect. For some reason, I was thinking that, these wonderful, amazing people in the Bible, Abraham, the father of all fathers, right? Like, I was thinking that these people are so perfect. Like, God had this amazing plan for their lives. But as I was reading, I realized, like, nah, like, these people made mistakes. Like, these people, like, they had their fair share of flaws. And I just wanted to let you guys know that, God has worked into his plan all of our flaws and all of our mistakes. So it's like, I mean, it's not okay to sin, right? It's not okay to, like, purposely, disobey God. But just know that God is always with you no matter what. Like, you could be so far from him, so you think, but God is he's still with you. He still has a plan for you. Forgiveness is there. Forgiveness is ours. Accept it. So that's just something that I picked up from Genesis. y'all definitely make sure y'all tap into the WhatsApp group and share more with us. Share what things that you are picking up from the book of Genesis. I'm enjoying it, y'all, and I'm not. I haven't been a Bible reader like that, but when you get into epic, look, we gonna get into that Bible, okay?
Word.
So I think I'm ready for some word. What about you, Charles?
Man, look, we got a locomotive on the track, and I don't think nothing can stop it.
All right, so let's bring in PM and see what he got for us today.
What's up, family? Let's go ahead and jump right into the word book. And while we're doing that, while we're jumping into the word, I need you to do me one favor. You know a friend that I don't know yet, and I would love to get to know them. So tag somebody right now that I don't know. I want to get to know. Tell your friends to get with my friends, and we could be friends. We could do this every weekend because I see some ladies tonight that should be having my. Okay, my bad. That was Biggie. Excuse me. All right. So tag someone right now. The greatest form of evangelism is a tag. Thank you so much for those who have. Charles, thank you for tagging. Herbert, thank you for tagging. Good to see you, Makia. I'm ready to make it do what it do. And do me one favor. If something has happened even in the middle of the message and you feel the need to pause and say, hey, he's saying something that you need to hear, go ahead and get out. Text somebody, bring them in so they can enjoy this. Here's the beauty of it. Inviting somebody to church has never been easier because before they had to get dressed, drive over there, sit in a pew. Now it's as simple as them clicking a button and they can join in service while they still have not even brushed their teeth yet. I tell you, it's a blessing to all of us. All right, let's make it do what it do. Matthew chapter 14, I feel like teaching. Go ahead, Matthew 14. I'll be in Matthew 14, verse 26 through 29. Matthew 14, verse 26 through 29. I see you, E, saying, teach me something already. Teach me something. We're in a series. If you're new to the party, we've been in a series entitled Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. You're really just explaining the quality of life that God has available to every believer. At the end of the day, the quality of life that God has available or wants every believer to live. And I realize most people are not living at the level of life that God has for them. They're living at the level of life that their job pays them. And I believe a job can determine how much they pay you, but not how much you make. You control how much you make. They control how much they pay you. So when we partner with God and tap into the principles we've been teaching, we now take control of our lives and we can live at the level God has for us. Let's go. Matthew chapter 14, verses 26 through 29, New Living Translation. Then the king deeply regret. Ho. That ain't right. Matthew 14. Let me go to it on my phone. That ain't right. I know what that's supposed to look like. We're supposed to be walking on the water. That ain't the right one. Okay, let's do it. Matthew 14, verse 26. Here we go. When the disciples saw him walking on the water, they were terrified. In their fear, they cried out, "It's a ghost." It's an exclamation point there. I just don't want to scream in y'all ear, but I want y'all to hear it the way the disciples said it. When the disciples saw him walking on the water, they screamed, "It's a ghost. It's the ghost." Verse 27, but Jesus spoke to them at once and said, it's in red on my phone. So that means that's Jesus talking. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Take courage. I am here." Then Peter called to him, "Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you walking on the water." Look at Jesus' reply, verse 29. "Yes, come," Jesus said. So Peter went over the side of the boat and walked on the water towards Jesus. Back that thing up, boy, to verse 28. Then Peter called him, "Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you walking on the water." I want to teach, piggybacking from last week. Good to see you, Jamal. Good to see you, Jamel. I want to teach using as a subject. You shouldn't have let me see it. This is part 2. Y'all didn't let me finish last week, so this is part 2. You shouldn't have let me see it. You shouldn't have let me see it. God, if you did not want me to pray about it, you shouldn't have let me see it. If you didn't want me to believe for it, you shouldn't have let me see it. If you did not want me to expect to live better, to have more, you shouldn't have let me see it. You should have blinded my eyes. But if I see it in faith, I believe God to give it to me. Father, bless your people. May your word be deeply engrafted into their hearts. Speak to them beyond what their mind can comprehend, but impact their spirit and change everything about them. God, I thank you that our minds are changed, our hearts are changed, and we are growing from this day forward. I speak now because the problem is not your people. The problem is the people you choose to use. And today you decided to use me. But don't let your people be hindered by my inadequacies. Give me dexterity of thought, clarity of mind, articulation of speech, the ability to express the hidden truths of your word. And even if I fail you, you will not fail to speak to your people. Say to them what I couldn't say. In Jesus' name, amen. Somebody holler at your boy and say, teach me something. Oh, since you asked for it, I got to give it to you. We all jumped off the porch last week, and I began to explain to you something that I think is noteworthy for us to go back to. I explained to you something last week that was pretty noteworthy. I began to explain to you that how it is that we are able to see, hear, and speak. So I started explaining to you this idea of whenever you see a thing, you do not see with your eyes, you see with your mind. I'm going to say it again. You do not see with your eyes, you see with your mind. That's going to be important for us because majority of the time, if I take my cues in life by my senses, you know, my taste, my touch, my sight, if I take my cues in life by my senses, that means I've reduced God into my earthly environment. And God is not a physical being. He's a spiritual being. So I do not see him with my eyes. I've never seen God, but I've seen him. I've seen him actively involved in the things that my eyes can't see, but my spirit sees. So you don't see with your eyes, you see with your mind. Teach, boy, I like this pace. You see with your mind. So if God wants to speak to me, he can use natural means, but I've got to see God in the natural means of my life. It's not the person getting on my nerves. It's the spirit behind the person getting on my nerves. It's not the thing. It's the thing behind the thing. It is not the pain, because sometimes God's preparation comes packaged in pain. So it was not the pain, it was the preparation. Packaged inside of the pain, the lesson that I learned, can I see God in it? Because I don't see with my eyes, I see with my mind. Can I process in my mind the things that God has allowed me to experience that maybe I didn't see? Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, so you don't see with your eyes, you see with your mind, and you don't hear with your ears, you hear with your mind. This is how it is absolutely possible to communicate with someone and they hear something completely different. Now, this is the good and the bad. The beauty of the gospel, it is that one man can preach one message and everybody hears something different. Because the minds of the people are at different places in their life based on where you are mentally located. You know, your mental address. Everybody has a different mental address. And we are all physically here on this stream, watching this service, hearing this message, but the address of our mind is in all different places. Somebody's in their destination is in transition. They are not physically anywhere. They're trying to figure out, God, what's next. Somebody else's destination is in heartbreak. They are listening to this message, but they're listening from the perspective of, God, can you pull me out of this? Somebody else's destination is in loneliness. They are listening to this message, but their destination is, how do I get out of this? Somebody else's mental destination is trying to figure out, God, how I pay these bills. Notice we're all here in the same place, but our minds are at a different address, and God is able to send mail to wherever we are. Teach, boy, wherever I am, he can send mail, because you don't hear with your ears. You hear with your mind, and I come here today to locate the address of your mind and to pull you from where you are so you can see something different. Because if I don't see with my eyes, if I don't hear with my ears, I don't speak with my mouth, I speak with my mind. So if God is going to change my confession, which changes my world, everything is going to revolve around the address of my mind. Oh, God, I thank you for locating the minds of your people. And for some of you, it's moving day. We've got to put in a change of address. For somebody's got to put in a change of address. Hey, if you're trying to locate me with the mail that you used to send there, I don't live on Lonely Street no more. I don't live on Broke Avenue no more. I don't live on Uncertain Drive. I don't live on Insecure Avenue. I've moved address, and my mind don't listen. My mouth don't speak, and my eyes don't see what I used to see. Why? Because my mind has moved. Yeah. It's moving day. It's moving day. Holler back at your boy. It's moving day. 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 Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, epic family, it's moving day. This is an announcement. Do you hear the trucks backing in? Do you hear the trucks backing in? They're coming to get all the things you don't need for where you're going. They're coming to pick up all the stuff that you don't need anymore. Because you notice you don't throw away things until you move. It's stuff hidden underneath. It's stuff packaged in your house, taking up space. Oh, but I'd come here to tell somebody it's moving day. Holler back at your boy virtually. Let me hear you scream at me with exclamation points. It's moving day. It's moving day. It's moving day. It's moving day. My mind don't live there no more. Hey, do you remember when we used to? No, I don't recall. Hey, I know it's been a while, but I just wanted to reach out and see what's up. I'm sorry, who am I speaking to? I don't live there anymore. It's moving day. I'm sorry, new number, who this? New haircut, who this? It's moving day. It's moving day. Hey, I just wanted to call to apologize. Apologize for what? You know the way I did you. I don't even remember. It's moving day. I don't even remember. Hey, you know how I know. Oh, God, thank you. Who is it? I thank you. I'm starting to see. The person who you extended your money, you knew not to co-sign. You knew not to put your name on the lease for the crib. I declare to whoever you are, it's moving day. Don't trip on that money. It's just paper. You're going to get more. It's moving day. I won't live wrapped up in what I've invested. It's time to move. I should have never co-signed. I should have never signed on the lease. I'm not going to allow this to hold up my life. It's moving day. I'm say it again. I will not allow this to hold up my life. It's moving day. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't even supposed to get on that, but y'all gave me permission to go longer today so I could spend a little more time in my introduction. Oh, that was just the intro. That was just the intro. That was like that Meek Mill intro. Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. Oh, too much? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I feel like teaching. So if it's moving day, He's got to move the address of my mind so I can see God actively at work in my life. And last week, we talked about his pain. We talked about his provision, but the thing we didn't get into is his prayer. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about the prayer. So in verse 22, the Bible tells me, I'm in verse 22 now. In verse 22, it tells me that he sent the disciples away to the other side of the lake. Please pay attention. Come here. Come here, let me have your mind. Come here. Immediately after this, after he had fed them the provision, Jesus insisted that his disciples get back into the boat. Hey, he insisted. Hey, let's go. Peter, James, John, Matthew, Bartholomew. Hey, Judas, come on. We gotta go. Come on. Get in the boat. Judas, if you don't put that money down, that is not yours. Give it back and get in the boat. Peter, put your knife away and get it. Good God Almighty. Jesus insisted that they get in the boat. Hey, listen, y'all gonna be late now. I got things to do. Jesus just trying to get alone to pray, but he's first got to take care of his business. And he tells them and insists, get on the boat, get in the lake. Pay attention to this. Come here, everybody. Pay attention. Give me your attention. Get in the boat, get in the lake, go to the other side. Why send the people home? Verse 23, please follow me. After sending them home, he went up into the hills by himself to pray. Night fell while he was there alone. Teach, Marcus. Why is this important? Keep that on the screen for me, Charles. He is now on his way up a hill to be alone to pray after he has sent the people away. Please hear this while I talk to you about prayer. Prayer, when you are ascending away from your earthly problems. That's what prayer is. Think about it. I am talking to the solution while standing in the problem. Whatever I'm praying to God about, I stand in my problem, but I'm talking to the solution. The question of humanity is, am I willing to ascend to the top of the hill, to leave where I currently was to get a new perspective? Can I leave where I am and get a new perspective? Marcus, they won't get that. That sounds too Baptist. That sounds too Pentecostal. You raised in a ghetto gospel group of people. They love God, but they need it plain where they can feel it. Okay, I got you. So let me give it to you, funky. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is not easy to climb anything. What you don't realize, with the inconvenience of climbing, with every step is worship to God. Because it is not convenient to leave the people that are around me. When Jesus is on his way up the hill, every step was worship, because with in mind, God, whatever it takes to get in your presence, I'll leave whatever is down at the bottom of the hill. Oh Lord, I got to talk to somebody who's anointed for the worship of the high place and the mess at the bottom of the mountain. I'm talking about somebody who, listen to me, you can handle the mess at the bottom and the miracle at the top. I'm talking about the ability to inconvenience yourself in order for you to get in God's presence. Can you understand what it takes to inconvenience yourself to get to a place of new perspective? And the Bible tells me now, after sending them home, he went up. After leaving them, he went up. After what I just went through, the only thing I can do is go up. It's only up from here. It's only up from here. It's only up from here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I got to calm down and talk to you about prayer. Because you have to first understand, when you're listening to the Lord's Prayer, it says, "Our Father, which art in heaven." It tells me his location is not where I reside and where the problem resides. Our Father, that speaks to relationship, which are in heaven, which speaks to where he lives. There is no sickness, no shame, no poverty. So whatever I'm going to ask next, I know I'm talking to somebody who is not bound by the problems I have when I come to him. Oh, that's prayer. That's prayer. That's prayer. I'm talking to somebody who lives in a place where it's already done. I'm talking to a God who lives in a place where it's already done. Say this. Please hear this. When I pray, I don't inform God. He informs me of what's already done. When I'm talking to him about whatever I'm going through, I don't inform God. He informs me of what he's already done. So let's talk. Can I teach you 5 things I see about prayer? 5 things I see about prayer. Can I teach you this? 5 things I see about prayer. I feel real Baptist. I'm in here sweating. I'm to my full-fledged towel. I need one with my initials on it. 5 things I see about prayer. This is the point of the message where you write notes. This is where you write notes. This is where you write notes. Everybody pull out your pen, pull out your phone, pull out your tablet, pull out your laptop, whatever you need to write notes. This is where you write notes. Please hear this. 5 things I want to teach you really quick about prayer. Number one thing is absolute certainty that prayer works. Absolute certainty that prayer works. The number one thing I need to understand is absolute certainty. Lex, is this for you? You a prayer warrior. Listen to me. Oh, you need to hear this. This, that good stuff. Absolute certainty that prayer works. What is absolute certainty? If something is absolute, there is no inconsistencies. There are no discrepancies. There are no flaws in it. God is an absolute God. He lacks nothing. He is complete within himself. So when I pray, I understand that prayer with absolute and certainty, a fixed position of my mind, that this that I'm doing works. Before I can go into prayer, I got to have absolute certainty in God and absolute certainty that prayer works. Oh my God, I'm talking to somebody. That's the first step of prayer. The second one is certainty that he hears me. Yeah. I know when I think it or open my mouth, the God of all of eternity and the universe stops what he is doing and listens to me. I know. Jesus says it. He said, "Father, I know that you hear me, but for the sake of those around me," and he begins to pray. Father, I know that you hear me. It is the absolute certainty that God always hears me. Oh, you got to write this down. These are elements of prayer, because we're about to go into a fast, September 18th through the 28th. And if I'm going to go on a fast and I'm going to pray and I'm going to fast, I've got to know these 5 things. That first, with absolute certainty, prayer works. Second, with absolute certainty, he hears me. Oh God, yes. And 3, come here. The third one, with absolute certainty, I am forgiven. Oh yeah. With absolute certainty, I know that I am forgiven, that God forgives me of everything I've done. I bring no shame, I bring no guilt to him. I know that I'm forgiven. His blood is enough. Oh God, his blood is enough for anything past, present, and future. He did not die. Please, come here. If you've ever listened to me before, please hear this. Stop making that religious statement, I'm a sinner saved by grace. You are not a sinner. You are a son. You are a daughter. You are a king. God never said that. Religion said that. Nowhere in the scripture did he tell you that you are a sinner saved by grace. You are a son that he redeemed. You fell into sin in Adam and he redeemed you because he loved you. You are not a sinner saved by grace. You're a son. You're a daughter. You're a king. You're a queen. So with certainty, I know I'm forgiven. He did not go slow, boy. Jesus didn't die for me. He died as me. Yeah, he didn't die for me. He died as me. I was on the cross. The law of substitution. I was there. I was bruised. I was beaten. I died. I've been raised to life. I'm seated at the right hand of the Father in Christ Jesus, is what my Bible tells me. Oh, so the life I live is no longer I that live, but Christ that lives in me. Yeah, so I've got certainty. I'm forgiven. Whatever I've done. And number 4, certainty. I am loved by God. Yeah, I'm not just forgiven. Certainty. I'm not just forgiven. Yeah, I'm not just forgiven. Please hear this. I'm not just forgiven, but I'm loved. And his love is not, oh God, I'm trying. Y'all shouldn't have told me to go this long. I'm trying not to turn up. I'm trying so hard not to turn up on this point. Oh God, calm me down. I'm trying not to turn up. I ain't gonna do it. I'm trying not to turn up. I'm trying not to. With certainty, I know I'm loved, but God's love for me, it is not a passive position of a text message, some random moment that looks as if it's more words than it is action. His love for me, it is not just vocal. Yeah, it's physical. Yeah, that he moves things out of the way. He touches me when I need him to touch me. He grabs me when I need protection. He sees me when I need to be seen. His love for me, it is not a passive sentiment that sounds like love letters, but no action, that watches me fail, knowing he's got the power to do something about it. His love for me is active. His love for me is flamboyant. His love for me is aggressive. His love for me is laborious. His love for me is loquacious. It is vocal. Oh, his love for me. Oh God, I wish I could explain to you the love of God. His love for me. Yeah, it's consistent. His love for me is consistent. Oh my God. His love for me defies the human mind, because I can't understand how people can hate me by speculation and he knows all about me and still loves me. I don't understand how he forgives me knowing he don't just know what I did, but what I'm going to do next. God knows that while I'm repenting, I'm going to do it again, and he loves me. He loves me. Look, his love for me is informed. He's got informed love. What is informed love? To have knowledge of a thing and still love me. To be informed of my mess, informed of my lies. He's got an intellectual love that he brilliantly understands all the idiosyncrasies of my personality, all my flaws, my addictions, and my pain, and he loves me. He knows my mess ups, my breakups. He knows my down sitting and my uprising. Come here, David, Psalms 139. He understands my thoughts are far off. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too high, I cannot attain unto it. Oh, that's the Bible. That's Psalms 139. That's Psalms 139. His love for me, holla at your boy if you're with me right now. His love for me, check this out. I think that many of us here in point number 4, the certainty of his love, we are so religious when it comes to church that it's almost as if we hide out in the witness protection program from our real life and our past when it comes to church. So we change our name and our identity and we don't want nobody to know. But there's a real us. Thank Herbert gave me permission to turn up. So I need you to understand this. His love for me don't just know my nice, it know my nasty. If his love for me is informed, when I was doing, that, he was there. Yeah. Whatever that is for you, he was there. He was there. He didn't just show up in my life when I got right. He was there. Okay, number 5, the certainty that my prayer is answered. The certainty that my prayer is answered. These are the 5 things that I got to know when I pray. Number 5, that my prayer is answered. Before I finish my prayer, I seal it with the knowledge of my prayer has been answered. Yeah. My prayer has been answered. All right. Did everybody get those 5? We still in the introduction. I got some more heat for you. Can I give it to you? Somebody say, teach me something. Whoo! I see you, E. E said, teach me something. I see you. Dia's in the building. What up, Dia? It's good to see you. All right, so let's move. Everybody got those 5 things that we learned about prayer. I think it's time for us to get in the text and get ready to get on the water and get in the boat. I think it's time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's go to the text now that I gave you those 5 points. All 5 of those came from verse 22 and 23, but I got to give you verse 24. Give me verse 24 on the screen. Meanwhile, the disciples, y'all could tell I've been studying. It's all in my head. I've been studying. Meanwhile, the disciples were in trouble far away from land, for a strong wind had risen and they were fighting heavy waves. Okay, everybody ain't gonna get this one. Everybody ain't gonna get this one. Come here, Christian, you gonna like this. E, you gonna like this. Michelle, Charles, y'all gonna like this. Are y'all peeping what's happening in the story? I see you say, teach me something. Thank you. Thank you, Chill say. I see you, Jenny. Said, teach me something, Herbert. Check this out. Verse 24. The disciples were in trouble far away from land. Remember, they're in the lake. You following that? They're in the lake. Jesus is on the land. The disciples are on the lake. Jesus is on the land, and he's at the top of the hill praying. The Bible tells me until 3 a.m. Come here. Hear this. The disciples are on the lake. Jesus is on the land. Verse 25. Give it to me. About 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came toward them walking on the water. Go back to verse 24. Back it up. Back it up. I like how Mark describes it, but we're dealing with Matthew. It said in Mark's gospel, Mark says, and Jesus saw that they were in trouble, distress for the strong waves. Jesus is on land. They're in the water. How does he see them? I want to talk to somebody right here. Here's my big point, that he saw me. When it seemed like I was so distant from him that I couldn't get to him, he saw me. Oh, I need you to hear this. He saw me. He's on the land. They're on the lake, but he saw them. And he saw that they were in trouble, struggling. Okay, you ain't in no boat. You ain't on no water. But there's been times in your life where you were in trouble and you were struggling. Oh, God. Okay. I'm peeping a disconnect and it's not my internet. I think I got to go ghetto gospel. I'm peeping a disconnect and it's not my internet. It's time to go ghetto gospel. Okay, listen to me. Okay, you ain't in no boat. He ain't at no top of no mountain. But you got times that you in trouble and struggling. I need you to know that he saw me. He saw me. I need you to understand. Hear this, Jehovah Rohi. It is a term for God that means that he sees me. The God who sees me. Jehovah Rohi, the God who sees me. The God who sees me. But I need to go ghetto gospel. So I need you to understand, while I'm talking about the God who sees me, whether I was the drug dealer or the drug user, he saw me. Lord, whether I was the one using it or the one selling it, he saw me. Whether it is that I was the abuser or the one being abused, he saw me. He's got the ability to change the one that is doing the trouble and to help the one who's in trouble. He saw me. I'm talking about the abuser and the abused. I'm talking about the victim and the one causing the victimization. He saw me. I'm talking about a God who can see everything and everybody. I'm talking about whether it is the divorce. Yeah, he saw it. He saw the divorce and the struggle that you went through, whether it was a breakup or bankruptcy. He saw me. He saw me. I'm talking to somebody. He saw me. What? Come on. I ain't talking about the spiritual you with hands lifted. I'm talking about the turn up you that you was driving drunk and like, Lord, if you just get me home. He saw me. Huh? I'm talking about the, hey, you got a light? Boy, this that good weed right there. He saw me. God, I love you. He saw me. Whatever your drug of choice is, he saw you. Don't think that God showed up in your life when you were sober. No, he was there when you was high. He was there when you were lighting up, snorting up, turning up. He saw me. He couldn't be my God if he didn't see me in my mess and still love me. He saw that I was struggling to get out of where I was. He saw that I was wrapped up in something that I couldn't put down on my own. He saw that I said, I'm done. I'm through with him. I'm through with her. But he know that I'm one text message away from going back. He saw me. Oh, he saw me. He saw me. He saw me. Oh, y'all can't see my legs, huh? Let me stand up. He saw me. If you was like, oh my God, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm doing this. Give me my pants. Give me my pants. I ain't coming over here no more. Charles, I ain't coming over here no more. Oh my goodness. He saw me. He saw me. He saw me. Okay, you thought I was just gonna pick on the ladies? He saw you, bro. Hey, what you doing? I know it's kind of late. I just want to see if, you know what I'm saying, you just want to cuddle up in Netflix and chill. Know what I'm saying? What you say, God? Don't text her. He saw me. He saw you. He saw me. He saw me. He saw me. I need somebody to type in the chat. I'm trying not to scream. He saw me. Oh, he saw me. 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 Oh, God, he saw me. He saw everything I've gone through, every decision I've ever made, every mistake I've ever made, every drug I've ever used. Every time you prayed or had sex, he saw you. Don't you dare get religious on me like God eyes closed when I'm doing good, but his eyes open. Come on, like his eyes open when I'm doing good, but closed. You can't treat God like a child. Cover your eyes, cover your ears. Oh no, he saw me. He saw me. He saw me. I'm trying so hard to behave myself. Oh, but I guess got to take a moment to thank him for seeing me. Oh, when people overlook me, he saw me. Nobody would have chose me to be a pastor, but he saw me. Nobody was going to talk this real. Somebody will throw me out their church for talking like this, but he saw me. He saw a young dude that was wild enough, who loved the Bible enough, but was relevant enough to the streets to give you this gospel. God saw me reading the scriptures, then going out selling drugs. I'm talking about your pastor. That's what I did. God saw me. He saw me ripping and running. He saw me doing club promotions for strip clubs and for parties. He saw me and said, I need that skill. He saw me. He saw me. Okay, I'm only talking to myself because ain't nobody honest in the chat. Ain't nobody honest enough in the chat to holler at your boy. And if you know you done some things, you messed up before, you know you've been through something, listen to me. This ain't your first rodeo. I need you to holler at your boy and say, teach me something. He saw me. 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 I want that to get in your spirit. Because, Christian, you're going to get this. The double entendre in it. Because my subject is he shouldn't have let me see it. But it ain't just about what I see. It's also about what he sees. All the messages coming together. All the messages coming together. Charles, are you peeping this? Are you peeping this? Oh, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? He saw me. Okay, hat off. Let's rock. Let's rock. He saw me. He saw. I'm trying to move on, but God, I need him to know you see him. Jehovah Rohi. Jehovah Rohi. Oh, okay. I'm peeping a disconnect. Somebody like, bro, move on. I get it. He saw me. Okay. I get it. I get it. Okay, cool. I'm a little embarrassed. But he saw me. Okay, cool. There's nothing I can hide from him. He saw me. Okay. Oh, Jenny, I love you for that honesty. He saw me pack that overnight bag. He did. He did. He saw it. He knew when you went over. Okay. Don't you throw that away. Don't you say that. Don't you. Teach me something. Let's go. Let's go. So verse 24, I see that he saw me, that I was in the lake. He was on the land. This looks like sin. This looks like that space where God was in heaven and I was in the earth, and man had fallen into sin in the garden, but he still saw me. Adam, where are you? I'm seeing the picture come together. Now, I got to do something real quick. This next point I'm going to make in verse 25, this is going to tell me what kind of church I got. Like, this is going to tell me, as your pastor, like, y'all judging me, I'm going to judge y'all right now. I'm going to know what kind of church I have by the response of this next point I'm going to make. I'm going to know Like, do we got a dope church or do it's like, not so much? Okay. I'm like right now, this is me judging you. I'm telling you in advance. I'm going to be able to tell by how you respond in the comments what kind of church I have. I'm looking right now. I see you was turning up when I said he saw me. You like, yeah, he saw me. Okay. Yeah. I heard how you was moving, how you was talking. I'm going to decide right now as your pastor. I'm going to look and say, okay. I'm going to look at the comments and see how we respond to this. This gonna tell me a whole lot. I'm gonna learn everything I need to know about y'all, about how y'all respond to this. Okay, here we go. Verse 25. Put it on the screen for me. Put verse 25 on the screen. Verse 25. Meanwhile, disciples, about 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came toward them walking on the water. Oh God, they don't even know what I'm gonna say. About 3 o'clock in the morning. It's 3 in the morning. Maybe wanna holler. Okay, my bad. Okay, 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning. Y'all crazy. Y'all don't know Jesus. 3 o'clock in the morning. But here's my point. Jesus came toward them walking on the water. Charles, learn this. This is what you call exegetical preaching. It is where you can extract from the text a practical premise and a point, and you can see the theology in it. Okay, so listen to this. Jesus came walking to them on the water. Everybody following? Y'all come on the screen with me. I gotta see y'all face. Come on, y'all do this with me because I want to know what kind of church I have. Jesus comes walking to them on the water. A person is not supposed to be able to walk on water. He is using an untraditional way to get to me. Here's my big point. He made a way to get to me. Now, why is this important? Because in the picture of him walking on the water, I also see the picture of salvation. How do I see the picture of salvation? Because God, who was holy, man who was in sin, Jesus coming through the womb of a woman, a person shouldn't be born to a woman without a man. He made a way to get to me. The same way Jesus walking on water made a way to get to me. Oh, I need you to hear it. He made a way that was untraditional. God ain't supposed to become man. That's what the story of salvation is. That God who was in heaven found a way to get to earth, to get to me. He came through the womb of a virgin woman. Hold on. Don't no woman have no baby without no man being intimate with her, but he made a way to get to me. It is not enough that he saw me if he don't find a way to get to me. You heard me tell you that he saw me, but if he watches me but don't get to me, I don't care if you see me if you don't find a way to get to me. That's the story of the gospel. That God who is holy, man who is unholy. Holiness cannot, let me explain to you the gospel this way. If you had water and you put dirt in it, the water is no longer clean water. Holiness is the water. Man is the dirt. If God intermingles with man, it is not pure anymore, and God is not holy. So when God could not find a way to mix himself with man, he decided, I will change the dirt instead of changing the water. He decided that I will change you. I'm going to make a way to get to you. The unconventional, I'm trying to see if I got a church. See, you don't get excited about the gospel. If you don't get excited about the gospel, I don't have no church. This ain't no church if you don't get excited about the gospel. I'm talking about Jesus and what he did for you, how he saved you, how he cleaned you, how he saw you, and he made a way to get to you. Oh my goodness, do you realize your Bible says this? Cursed is every man that hangs on a tree. So he took the curse on himself. Oh, he made a way to get to me. Oh, do you realize? Can I talk gospel right now? Can I talk Bible? Can I talk Bible for a second? Can I just talk Bible? The Bible tells me now. I'm talking Bible. The Bible tells me, I'm trying to calm down. Charles, I'm trying not to turn up like this. The Bible tells me now that, please hear this. You do realize that until Jesus, there was no way for man to get to God. It didn't matter about the blood sacrifices of Moses. Do you realize that David couldn't get to heaven? Do you realize that Abraham couldn't get to heaven? Do you realize that Joshua couldn't get to heaven? Do you realize that Nehemiah couldn't get to heaven? Do you realize that Jeremiah couldn't get to heaven, but God saw him? Do you realize that Daniel couldn't get to heaven, but God saw him? Do you realize that every person in the Old Testament, God saw them, but Jesus, when he comes to the womb of Mary, he made a way to get to me. How I feel like turning up. How I'm talking to somebody who understands the God. Okay, I don't see nobody excited about that good gospel I just gave you. If I'm so sick of this church, I promise you, I'm about to start filling out applications to be a part of a Baptist church. I wish a Pentecostal church would hire me tomorrow. They'll fire me by Tuesday. I wish a Baptist church would hire me tomorrow. They'll fire me on Monday. I'm like, did he just say sex? And did he talk about turning up, smoking weed? Did he sing Pretty Ricky in the middle of a message? You're done, buddy. You're done. Oh, he's the way. He's the way. He's okay. Did y'all? Okay. How was that? Do we have a church? Did they get excited about the gospel? Do we have ourselves a church, Charles? What'd you think? Did they get excited about the gospel? Okay. We got ourselves a church then. Y'all wasn't gonna get excited about turning up, and then when I talk about Jesus, be like, I mean, it's okay. Yeah, I mean, yay for Jesus, yeah. Okay, moving right along. Okay, I'm in verse 26. Yeah. I'm in verse 26. I told you I'm just going verse by verse. I just love my Bible. I'm a slave to the text. The text just be talking to me and I be talking back. When the disciples saw him walking on the water, they were terrified. In their fear, they cried out, "It's a ghost." How is it possible that I'm in trouble? I just knew what Jesus looked like when I was on land, but somehow when I got in the lake, the place that he told me to go, I don't recognize him. How's it possible that I could recognize Jesus when I was just on land, but on the lake, he looks like a ghost? Because oftentimes when we're going through something, we don't have the ability to see God clearly. We should. Maybe this is why God allows us to go through things, so we get the opportunity to learn how to see him through every situation. Maybe that's why I go through things. Maybe that's why I have struggles and conflict. Maybe that's why I endure pain, because it is my ability to learn how to see God in everyday life. Some of us would have never seen God as a deliverer if we had not gone through a breakup. For us, it's not so much addiction to a drug or anything, but it's an addiction to a person. And if he was not unable to unravel us from that space and us to see his hand involved, we would know him as that. Oftentimes, when they look and say he's a ghost, I won't castigate them. I won't vilify them. There's been times in my life where I wondered, God, where are you? And when God showed up in my life, I didn't recognize it as God in my life. I didn't recognize my discontentment with my work as God moving me into entrepreneurship. But my life was changed forever on the day that I left and decided to build a life. He was answering my prayer by closing a door. And when I looked at it, like some of you, what you're calling unemployment, really, they called it a ghost. You're calling it unemployment. You're naming it wrong. That's what you're naming it wrong. So you got to be careful. Listen to me. You got to be careful to name something incorrectly when you're going through. See, you're naming it wrong. To call it that when you should call it this. But look at something and call it something that it is not. My prayer for you is that you don't hurt who God sent to heal you, because you don't recognize them and you're calling them a friend when they're really your husband. You done friend zoned them. Oh, it's a ghost. Oh, it's a friend. Well, actually, it's your husband. You told me to send this because you was in the lake, I was in the water, you was praying, you was struggling with loneliness, and I sent you somebody, and you called him it's a friend. You didn't think I was gonna bring a ghetto gospel and bring this together, right? It's a paycheck. Like you're calling it the wrong thing. If you're not careful, God could send the answer to your prayer while you're in the middle of struggling, and you'll call it what it is not. It is not a ghost. It is Jesus. It is God showing up in your situation to make sure that you're okay. Oh, God. Are y'all getting something out of this? Oh, it's a friend. Are you sure that's your friend? I mean, he seems to really like you. Bro, you sure? Like, You sure you ain't feeling old girl? Like she seen him? Nah, I mean, we just cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like the way he dressed. Like he ain't got no swag. Well, I mean, you can buy clothes. I mean, that's it. Just dress. That's it. Like nothing else. Like you don't like the way he dressed. You do know H&M, Zara, online shopping, Top Man. I mean, you can't buy no clothes. I mean, well, I mean, he just don't have big enough muscles for me. Okay, cool. So he got everything else, but no muscles. Like that's it. Like so, all that and just muscles. That's the only thing that. Okay, it's a ghost. Okay, all right. You didn't even see your provision walking on water. What is walking on water? Coming through unconventional ways to get to you. Corona's happening right now. The chances of you running into somebody. Oh, and you ain't even got no mask on. I get to see your face. Oh, you're pretty. It's a ghost. Okay. All right. Make a way to get to me. No mask. I can't trust it. I ain't walking by faith and not by sight when it comes to choosing a mate. Come here. I need to see it. Okay. Let's move verse 20. Can y'all give me a few more minutes? Can I finish this? I ain't even gonna ask your permission. They already told me I can go today. All right. Okay. All right. So verse 27, here go my main 2 points, because now we're about to move into that part of the message where it all makes sense. All right, we're gonna move into that part of the message where it all makes sense. Okay, so here we go. But Jesus spoke to them at once. Don't be afraid, he said. Take courage, I am here. Take courage, I am here. Don't let fear cause you to not see it. Yeah. Don't let fear cause you to not see it. Because you know it won't be easy, you won't take courage to do it. Come here. Because you know when you start thinking about it, this won't be as easy as I thought. Building anything in life is going to require that you alter some part of your life. Say it one more time. Building anything in life will require that you alter some part of your life. So you are now going to call it something. He's saying, take courage. Don't let fear talk you out of it. Don't allow Corona to talk you out of it. COVID to talk you out of it. To assume that nobody has money with COVID going on and people losing jobs. Take courage. If you don't see me in this, walking on the water, the unconventional way, you ask me for more money. You think the only way I can give you money is through the conveniences and conventional way of a job? He'll walk on water. I can get it to you any way I choose to get it to you. Take courage. God's in this verse 28. Did y'all know all this was in your Bible? Did y'all see all this when y'all read this verse? When y'all read it, do y'all see all this? See, this is why I laugh when people say, you don't need no church, you don't need no preacher, you can do that for yourself. Cool, go get all that. You can put two people beside each other with raw chicken and a chef comes up with a masterpiece, somebody else come out with some burnt chicken. Because there is something God does when he anoints you for a thing. Don't you ever assume that you can do everything. There is something that somebody he's graced to do it. Okay, all right, verse 28. Then Peter called out to him, Lord, if it's really you, that don't look like what I expected. He's letting me see it, but I don't see it clearly. You shouldn't have let me see it, but I'm not quite sure if it's what I think it is. If it's God, I think you're in this, but I'm not sure if you are. If it's really you, God, if this is really you in this, okay, here's what I need you to do. God, if this is really you, I don't trust the boat. I don't trust the water, but I trust you. I don't trust this boat I'm in because the winds and the waves and I'm struggling. Water is not supposed to hold me up. I don't trust the water, but if it's you, I trust you. I'm talking to somebody who's reached that point. I don't trust myself. I don't trust people, but God, I trust you. I've stamped my heart fragile, and sometimes people didn't handle it with care. God, I trust you. I trust you. If it's really you, just say the word, come, because I trust your word. I don't trust this water. It ain't supposed to hold me up, but I trust your word. If you say go, I'll go. If you say come, I'll come. I trust your word. Okay. Can I teach y'all something? Here's what I'm tripping on. Christian, I'm tripping on this. This is when I'm looking at the text. I be talking to the Bible like they can talk back to me. So I was like, I literally was like sitting in the boat with them, right? So I'm sitting in the boat. It's 12 of them in there. 12 people in the boat. 12 people in the boat. And I'm like, so all 12. So Jesus, here's what I want to know. Come here. This is why your friends are important. I'm teaching y'all so many lessons in this message. Here's why your friends are important. I want to know who's the first person that set off panic in the boat. It's a ghost. Who said it first? Who saw him first? Who's the one that made everybody echo the same words? Ain't nobody hiring right now. Ain't nobody hiring. Who echoed? Who said it first? And it echoed through the boat. If we all sitting in the boat, all 12, who saw him first? Oh, this is why your circle is so important. Because you could believe a lie that literally that's their truth, but not your truth. The law of exception. What happens for them will not happen for me. What happens to them will not happen to me. Maybe that's true in your case, but not true in my case. The law of exception, and I, my brother, my sister, am the exception. It's a ghost, not for me. It's Jesus. For you, it's unemployment. For me, it's opportunity. It's a ghost. So we sit in the boat, all 12 sitting in the boat, and they're like, it's a ghost. Yeah, it's a ghost. It echoes, it reverberates. I want to tell you, you got to be careful who you listen to, because they'll have you fearful and afraid of something. One day you need to be 6 feet away. The next day you need to wear a mask. Next day you need to sit at home for 3 weeks. The next day you shouldn't hold hands. Next day you shouldn't kiss for 6 weeks. I saw something the other day that said married couples, while being intimate, should have a mask on. Did y'all read that article? I'm like, the devil is a CDC lie. Okay. So that's one thing I'm tripping on. Here's something else I'm tripping on, Christian. I saw so much in the Bible. Like, that's why it's hard for me to preach. I'm an abstract preacher, but I'm highly exegetical. Everything I read teaches me something. Every point I read teaches me something. He said, so I want to know, I was asking the scripture, who saw it first? Like, I was tripping on it. I was like, yo, I really want to know who saw it first. Then the other thing I wondered is, I was like, yo, okay, so I was asking Peter. I was like, yo, I call him Pete. You know what I'm saying? Because we cool like that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, Pete. And he was like, yo, what's up? What's up, M. Rose? That's what he called me, M. Rose. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, Pete, hey, Pete. He was like, yo, what's up, M. Rose? I'm talking about Peter from the Bible. So he was like, what's up, M. Rose? I was like, yo, I got a question, Pete. I got a question. Out of all the things you could ask for, why didn't you just ask him to stop the winds and the waves? Why you ask him to walk on water? I'm tripping on your request. Why is your request to walk on water instead of for it to be calm in the boat? You could have asked him to make the boat comfortable, but you asked him to leave your comfort zone and come on the water. Now I'm in my thesis statement. You shouldn't have let me see it. Please connect the thoughts. The request was based on exposure. He sees Jesus walking on water. He would not have asked for it had he not seen it. You shouldn't have let me see it. See how this whole thing comes together? He would never have had the audacity to ask God for something unless God has shown him it's possible. That's where faith originates, in the birthing place of exposure. Whenever exposure begins, faith is ignited. He is asking for a request based on what he had just seen. Had Jesus never let him walk on water, he would have never asked to walk on water. His request is based on exposure. Oh my God. So my question to you is, what is God showing you? What is he showing you? And whatever he's showing you should determine your request in prayer. What is he showing you? I got to give y'all a quote. Please hear this. Exposure. Listen to me. Exposure received without clarity and confidence. Excuse me. Exposure received with clarity and confidence turns into inspiration. Exposure received with clarity and confidence turns into inspiration. Exposure received with clarity and confidence turns into inspiration. If you have clarity of what you want to do in life, and you have confidence to take action, when you see someone doing it, it will cause inspiration. When God exposes you to something, if you already have clarity on your life purpose, on your calling, what you want in life, when you are clear on what you want and have clarity, and you have confidence to take action, when you see someone else doing it, it causes inspiration. But when exposure is given to a person without clarity and without confidence, it turns into doubt, fear, and jealousy. When exposure is given and you have no clarity on your life, on what you want to do, you have no confidence to take action, you now become a critic of something that you never had the confidence and the clarity to take action on. So when exposure is brought to an insecure, uncertain exposure caught with confidence and clarity becomes inspiration. But the next one, exposure caught with no confidence, no clarity, turns into doubt, fear, and jealousy. That now I envy you for being bold enough to walk on water. So exposure to Peter caused inspiration. God, I'm teaching this message. Exposure to Peter caused inspiration. Exposure to the 11 caused doubt, fear, and jealousy. Oh, God, because I can only imagine what the 11 felt when they saw him walk on water. But to Peter, he let them see it, and Peter took action. If God does nothing else for you outside of salvation, the greatest thing he could give you is clarity and confidence. To be clear of your purpose, to be clear of your calling, to be clear on what you're going to do in life, who you're going to do it with, and your mark you're going to make on the world. Outside of knowing who Jesus is, you need to know who you are and have the confidence to take action. It is the most powerful thing to the believer, the clarity and the confidence to take action. Can I give y'all one more point? Verse 2. Let's move. Let's just no, I gotta do this. I'm gonna be mad if I don't. I gotta do this. I didn't explain to y'all what is the boat. What does the boat represent to us? The boat represents a false sense of security, limited possibilities. Yeah, false sense of security, limited possibilities. Why is it a false sense of security? How could they be afraid to get out of the boat when they were already in danger in the boat and crying for help? The boat was not a safe space. It was just the only space they knew and were familiar with. It is a false sense of security. You were already in danger and uncomfortable in the boat. You might as well try something else. It was the limited possibilities of their life. And for many of us, what is your boat? What is your false sense of security? What is the space of your limited possibilities because you're afraid to move outside of your circle, to move outside of what you've known, to try something different? What is your boat? It's the false sense of security in your life. Oh, but I got a point for you. If you don't hear this, good God Almighty, I got a point for you that just came to me. Boop, boop. We interrupt this regularly scheduled sermon for this announcement. This is a PSA. This is a PSA. We interrupt this regularly scheduled sermon. What sermon? On the epic experience, we interrupt. You shouldn't have let me see it with this announcement. Here it is. If you're not careful, you'll define survival as success. If you're not careful, you will define survival as success. So you'll make statements like, well, I mean, we've been married for what, 15, 20 years, but you haven't been happy. You'll make statements like, well, I mean, I've been doing this. Well, I've been in my job for like 12 years, but you hate it. That you will talk about how long you survive something and define that as success, just surviving. In the boat of my false sense of security, if you're not careful, you will define survival as success. It's not what you want. It's not where you want to be, but you brag about how long you've done it, Oh God. And you will define your survival as success, bragging about how long you've held on to not enough. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Are y'all getting this? Oh my goodness. That you literally will brag about your survival. Oh my God. How you bragging about survival, bro? How you bragging about survival? I mean, I don't understand. How you bragging about survival, bro? Like survival, bro? Survival, bro? I gotta end this message. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Give me verse 29. I'm gonna land this plane. Yes, come, Jesus said. So Peter went over the side of the boat and walked on water towards Jesus. I'll teach this more on Wednesday night, but this is the most powerful thing I want to teach you on Wednesday night about decision making, because Peter had to make a decision. That critical point where between the survival of where I am and the unknown of the water, a decision has to be made. So I'm going to teach you how to make sound decisions, because that's one of the major things believers have to learn, is how to make decisions. Give me verse 30 and we out of here. But when he saw the strong wind and the waves, he was terrified and began to sink. Save me, Lord, he shouted. Here's what I need you to understand. He should have never saw the winds and the waves. Him walking on water was predicated on controlled focus. The thing that made me leave the boat was my vision. The winds and the waves was the reason I left to begin with. So why, when I'm walking out my vision, would I look at the reason why I even got started? Him seeing the winds and the waves is what it looks like to have a vision and lose your focus. I don't sink in life until I lose my focus of what really matters. The moment I lose focus of what really matters, that is when I begin to sink. When I get off, when my priorities get off, that's when I sink. So controlled focus was shifted, but verse 31 it ends everything for us. Here's what I want you to see, and here's your message of encouragement. Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. See, y'all missing it. If he left the boat and Jesus was so far away that he could barely see him, when he lost his focus and began to sink, if Jesus could grab him, how close was Jesus? Peter, you had made it all the way there. You were so close, and then you lost your focus. And it is at the point of losing my focus, I'm close enough for him to reach out and grab me. All I had to do was stay focused a little while longer. It's September. It's only 3 months left. And some of us are sinking because you lost your focus. And you're close. You're in arm's reach where if you fall, he could grab you. You're close enough that in the sinking, he can grab you. But I want to talk to somebody and tell you he's allowing you to see things you've never seen before so you can believe like you've never believed before. Father, bless your people. I've done what you asked me to do to the best of my ability. Let them be blessed beyond a sermon. Don't let them leave this moment talking about, oh, that was a good message. God, what's the activation of change? What's their boat? What's their boat? What is their false sense of security that they believe in, but they doubt you? Father, may your word ignite their souls and their spirits. Mine too. If it's you, tell us to come. If it's you, tell us to go. And Father, we will respond like Peter and leave our place of security to walk in the impossibilities of life. For we serve a God that can do anything, anywhere, with anybody. We believe you for it now. And Jesus, matchless, immutable, irrevocable, powerful, all-knowing and all-seeing name. Amen. Hey, listen to me. We're done. I would love to be your pastor. We would love to be your church. This right here, every week we hear every Wednesday, every Sunday. It's popping off 7 days a week in the WhatsApp group. I don't know where you've been. I would love to be your pastor. Someone might ask, where's your church? Everywhere. Church has left the building. Church anywhere, any day, anytime. So no matter where you are in the world, you can be a part of this global ministry. If you are new and you're interested in connecting with us, being a part of this, I just want you to type in the chat new. If this might be your second time, third time, you've been just checking us out, you're trying to see are we legit, just type new. Now, if you already made a decision and it don't take it, but in the words of that glorious prophet coming, it don't take a lifetime to recognize sunshine. So if you know that you've seen something in this ministry and you say, man, I want to be a part of this, I just want you to drop in the comment the word partner, partner, partner. And our connections team will reach out to you and get you connected. So if you want more information, type new. Type the word new. If you want to become a partner, type the word partner. That's very simple instructions. I would absolutely love to have you. And I need us to go nuts. Where are my partners at? If you already made the decision that this is your church home, that the Epic Nation is your church, you are part of Epic. Can you just type in the comments? Epic, the word Epic, just so I just want to see where my partners at. If you've already made the commitment and the decision to be a partner of the Epic Nation, this is your church. Go ahead and just drop it in the comments, the word Epic. I want to say I love you. I'm so excited. I see you, Jinier. I'm so happy to have you. Can we celebrate? He wants to be a partner. We celebrate you. We salute you. We applaud you for being a part of the Epic Nation. We can't wait to connect. Our connections team will reach out to you. Brittany, say a partner. We celebrate you. We salute you. I'm honored. One thing I'll never do is let you down. As your pastor, I cannot wait to do life with you. We're going to do more than just talk about Jesus. We want you to grow spiritually. We want you to grow professionally, and we want you to grow socially. We want your relationship with God to be tight, but we want your money to be right. We want your career to be right, and then we want you to connect with people and have a good time. We got 2 people that decided that they want to be a partner of the Epic Nation, so we will be reaching out to you. I love you all to life. We got another one. Listen, it's going crazy today. It's going crazy today. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I see you. There goes a partner. Chelsea's already a partner. She said, Epic. Listen, welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. Lexus says, Epic. Welcome to the family. To our new partners, I love you to life. I see Epic. Look at all of our new partners. I love you all. I'm about to throw this thing to E and to Krisha so we can move into another way that we celebrate this ministry and another way that we connect and they're going to tell you what's going on Wednesday. They'll give you an opportunity to give. Let me pray over you. Father, may your people be blessed. May they be touched from the top of their head to the soles of their feet. God, I pray that you don't just bless them, but you spoil them. And for specific areas, Father, bless them from the Bible that they learn more about you, grow in you, and hear your promises. Oh, to the boardroom, where they increase in their career and their influence, to their bank accounts. May they increase financially. That God, they go in the bank and may their bank account catch the Holy Ghost. And Father, in the 4th place, in the bedroom, if they're married, but if they're not, send somebody and put the fire out. Father, I pray that you bless them in all 4 areas. In Jesus' name, amen. I love y'all. I'll see you on Wednesday.
Amen, amen.
Amen. Listen, E, I don't know, girl. I just don't know. My mind right now is exploding.
I was like, what? Pretty much the whole message. But listen, PM mentioned something that we want to make sure that you're blessed in your finances. As we know that you cannot be blessed in your finances if you're violating a core principle that God established, which is giving. So we want to make sure that you are given the opportunity to give. So right now, if you want to give to the Epic Nation, you can do so via Cash App at $, the Epic Nation. That's right. Is there any other way that we can give, Krisha? Let them know. Let them know.
Yes, they can text to give. Charles, you got to help me out with that number. Text to give number. Pull it up.
There we go.
863-777-4514. So you can text to give, text the word give, or you can use Cash App, $ the Epic Nation. You could also go to our website, theepicnation.com, and just set it up on autopay. Just set it up through Tidely on autopay and let it just come out, because this is how we continue to be blessed in our finances.
That's right. We can't expect something if we're not doing our part. So we are a listening church, but we're also a learning church and a doing church. So we're learning the way that church is done. But that doesn't mean that we don't do certain principles that are just written. It is what it is, guys. So let's get it done.
That's right.
Make sure that I see you all on Wednesday. I have so many notes, and I cannot wait to share. PM is gonna go in deeper. So let's make sure that we're all there. Make sure you invite somebody, and make sure you bring your notes, and you are ready to receive.
Good. We will see you guys on Wednesday. Remember, our fast begins on Friday the 18th. So make sure you guys text eNation to 74121 to get the instructions about the fast so you can fast with us. And we will see you guys on Wednesday at 7 for Interactive Bible Study.
Yeah, all of you that wrote new or all of you that wrote partners, the connections team is going to be reaching out. So be ready to connect with us. And I can't wait to see you guys on Wednesday.